Okay, folks, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly, chapter head today. Because today we are going to be, we had originally scheduled a session of our Legend of the Five Rings ongoing game, but someone got stuck in a different country because of airline cancellations, so we were unable to carry on with that. So rather than waste the session, Sean and I spoke, and we are going to be taking out for a spin something that is going to be a first time for both of us, and that is Fantasy Flight Games' very cool Space Marine focused RPG, Deathwatch. And as I alluded to, joining me today, the star of today's session, will be Sean.
Hey, my name's Sean. I'm playing, I guess, Teamer maybe? I think that's the way we pronounce it. I am a librarian of the White Scar clan chapter, yep. And so I'm a psyker. And I was soaking,
the White Scars refer to their librarians as Stormseers.
Stormseers, that's right. Yep.
Yeah. One thing that we should say, so this is our first time running the game, and more so than, I guess, as context for where this role-playing game comes from, the Fantasy Flight Games put out 5 different Warhammer 40,000 role-play games. Dark Heresy, Rogue Trader, Deathwatch, what was the Chaos one called? Black Crusade.
Black Crusade, yes.
Yeah, and then Only War. So 4 different games that focus on different parts of the world or the setting, and of the 5 different games, I think Deathwatch is probably the one that has the most moving parts of it. Rogue Trader might arguably have more because of the you also control a ship, but there's a lot to the game. So, which is a way of saying that we're going to make mistakes with the session today. While I owned the original 87 Rogue Trader game, and I played a little bit of the tabletop game. I was out of 40K for a very long time, so. Over the past couple of years, I've gotten back into it, and with purchasing and reading these games, I've gotten back into it too, but I'm not by any means an expert on the setting, so there are no doubt things we are going to screw up about the setting as well too, so I do apologize in advance for that, but we're going to try and focus more on having a good session and a fun time than trying to be canonically accurate. But that said, we have tried to do our homework as best we can. Now, Sean, so let's maybe quickly talk about something we talked about before. Now, I haven't run any of the 40K games before, but you have run Dark Heresy quite a bit, right?
Yeah, I ran Dark Heresy for 3 years, and it was kind of notable because our sessions were 8 hours, so it's hard to imagine doing that now, but it was every other week for 8 hours at a pop. And no one told us you can't do that, and so we just did that, and it was awesome.
Nice. That's great. So where our story will take place tonight is, or today I should say, this is going to take place, while the game of Deathwatch does focus around the Deathwatch chapter, the Xenos hunting aliens or whatnot. This will take place shortly before Temer joins or is selected to join the Deathwatch chapter. Where our scene opens is in blackness and a bit of pain. And Temer, you can hear a voice coming in over your Vox unit saying, come in, reinforcements, we need reinforcements. And you sort of blink to consciousness, and you realize that a couple of things. For one, you seem to have lost consciousness. You seem to be in the passenger seat of a Space Marine land speeder, and it looks like the Space Marine land speeder has crashed into some kind of maybe it's a building, like a metropolitan type building, or maybe it's a hive city, but you're trying to remember. And if you look next to you, you can see there is a fellow, a brother of the White Scars, who was flying the land speeder, who seems to no longer have a head. There's scorching across his armor, scorching across the front of the land speeder, and you're trying to remember why you're here and where you are. And that's when you hear the sound of a gunshot, a very loud from somewhere further behind. There's still the low, dull, the low kind of white noise coming of the voice calling for help and for reinforcements. I'm assuming you got your helmet off, as in the illustration, but you've. The air is very, very dry. The air is very hot. It's probably, oh gosh, we're going to Fahrenheit. It's got to be at least like close to 40 degrees. So think of Death Valley temperatures, 40 to 46 Celsius. I can't remember what that is in Fahrenheit. Yep. Very, very hot. There's a slight wind that seems to be blowing in as well. And there's limited lighting inside here. But after the gunshot you can hear is only about maybe 100 meters or a little more. And the echoey quality tells you that whatever building or room that you find yourself in right now, it extends out for a very, very long distance because of the way the sound from that shot carried. The next thing you hear is a voice in... I'm going to assume you understand this because they seem to always understand it in the fiction. But as a voice says, "Oh, you're shooting at?" Another one says, "I don't know, some bug." "Well, stop that. We got to find them beakies. They went down over here somewhere." And you need
now
not...
I know what I'm up against.
Yes. You are certain that that is the voice of an orc. Now I'm going to bring you over here. You can hear, from the sounds of it, you are strapped in whatever safety way they've got to keep you in the land speeder. You don't seem to be injured yourself, and there is still someone trying to call you over the Vox unit or the comm unit, but it does sound like there is at least 2, maybe 3 orcs who are approaching. And from the sound of things, they have firearms. The room you're in, if you look back there, it looks like there's a ceiling that you broke through that has some like wan light coming in. There's almost a white bluish sky outside. And now it's kind of coming... Jialau. Jialau is the planet you're on. It's being attacked by orcs. And you're in a place called Nephius? That's right. Nephius. And a long-abandoned hive city on here. Now you can get your bearings shortly, but it sounds like they are going to be coming into this large... This may have been an auditorium, this may have been a conference room or something like that centuries ago. At present, it is the grave, or the tomb, I should say, for your White Scar companion. You can think more and put your attention to trying to recover your memory a little more clearly once you deal with this approaching threat. But what would you like to do?
So I'm going to secure my helmet. Going to gear up. Try to do it. Somewhat surreptitiously as is possible. Yeah.
So why don't you do this? Let's. The Space Marine power armor is not known for its stealth, but the black carapace allows you to move incredibly, with incredible agility that really is surprising for your side. Why don't you give us just a flat... hold on. No, the difficulties in this are actually a little... Where's my DM screen? Yeah, one of the things I regularly fuck up with percentile rolls-based things is I sometimes ignore the difficulties. Yeah, so like routine is plus 20, ordinary is plus 10, challenging is plus 0. So I think, why don't you give us a stealth check at, with all situational modifiers put in, I'm going to give you a, let's say ordinary, so plus 10.
Okay. So I'm not sure how this sheet works, so I'm going to find out here.
If you click on it, it should, I think it prompts...
Yep. It does.
Yeah, and then it's organized by like basic skills, advanced skills, and then like specific skills.
That's not good.
That's not good. So what you can choose to do is you have 5 fate points. You can choose to spend is it fate or fortune?
Fate.
Fate. I got it right the first time. Okay. You could spend a fate point and re-roll if you like, or you can just deal with the consequences.
He's just going to deal with the consequences.
Okay.
I mean, you know, he just woke up. It's time to start shooting. He's going to spend, you know, at least narratively, he puts his hand, I think, on the White Scar emblem of his comrade, you know, momentarily, and then and gives him like a clan. You know, I assume we've got our own language or something. You know, that we want to give a little invoke, you know, a 2-second invocation, and then you know, pile out of there and start prying open the door in my head.
Okay. You step out of this thing, and the land speeder is like an open top thing. I've actually got an illustration. I didn't load one because I'm a dummy. But I've got in Rights of War, they give a neat illustration of it. Here we go.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. And the White Scars are notorious for their vehicles. Like they descend from a kind of a quasi-Mongol or Hun or like, you know, horse culture kind of thing. You know,
lightning attacks and
definitely they're very like one. You may we were talking about this last night, but like what your signature solo ability or the White Scar solo ability is the one that allows you to, with an agility check, you can move. They often are mounted on, you know, combat motorcycles or other similar kind of like fast attack type stuff. The other thing I'll mention is you've got two chapter abilities that are sort of the boost of speed and the boost of strength, or feat of strength. Feat of strength is a very, you know, specific thing. It doesn't necessarily apply in combat, but for your boost of speed, that doubles your agility bonus for a round. That also happens, and you can do it at the start of your turn. That also happens to be what we use for rolling initiative, is your initiative bonus, or your agility bonus. So, with that in mind, you hear from somewhere out in the other, you know, room, and this room itself has got to be about from where you've come to a rest until the far side of it, where their voices seem to come, is about 50 meters. There's a lot of detritus and stuff that, you know, old furniture and whatnot in here, so plenty of opportunities for cover if you choose. But you do hear from through the black opening of this double door that leads elsewhere in there, "That ain't no rat!" And you can hear doop, 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 doop. They're beginning to run off in your direction. Let me grab some tokens here. And then we'll roll initiative. And where did I put the tokens? Here we go. And again, if it's got a red bar, you can assume it is an individual. If it's got a blue bar, it is a horde.
Okay.
So why don't you give us a routine perception check. See if you can judge how many of them are coming.
All right, let's see here. Awareness, I take it.
Oh, awareness, forgive me. Yep.
Routine is plus 20?
Plus 20, yeah.
Okay. There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Fuck yeah, 4 degrees of success. All right, so there are 3 of them. And because you rolled such a great degree of success on them, at least one of them, you can hear the distinctive rattle that you know is like a heavy weapon. Orc weaponry is... The orcs in 40k are a really interesting diversion from, or like divergent version from the 40k. They're actually fungal-based life forms. So when an orc warg arrives on planet, the problem of dealing with them, you know, it's always a problem dealing with these hyper violent giant green, you know, monsters, but also they continually kind of leak spores that infest the soil, so another warg will grow at some point. The other thing is they are a innately psychic species, and the way that their thing manifests is, for one, it coordinates this bunch of rabble, but they also have this way of like psychically holding together weaponry that would not work in anyone else's hands. So shit works the way they do because of their innate psychic abilities. It means that like the weird scrap-looking shit that really like in anyone else's hands would fall apart or would not function or would blow up, there can be put to deadly use for orcs. I mention that because you can imagine like someone driving down a gravel road with a loosely secured water boiler, you know, or a water heater in the back. That's about the sound of a clang, 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 clang. So you know that at least one of them has a heavy weapon.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, so, I'm not gonna. And when I saw them, did they seem to? They're not worrying about What's that?
You've only heard them coming.
Oh,
They're
okay,
still probably another like 80 meters away. Another 30 meters before they reach the room that you're in. If you want to stay here. So let's do this. Let's why don't you click on your token and click on initiative, and I'll move these guys to the proper level here.
Let's see, initiative.
Is it on the? Let's see here.
It doesn't seem to be a skill.
Weapons and talents. Your characteristics. Maybe that's the thing that does not.
Maybe we should call you Primarch today. Maybe that's the.
Yes, that's a much better one. Yeah, Primarch. There we go. Yeah. I mean, that's a little presumptuous on my part.
Primarch's a pretty good.
There's a bit of eugenics and stuff involved in that.
I will be your Primarch today.
Okay. Maybe there isn't an initiative button on here. That's weird. It's such a great character sheet otherwise.
Yeah. Huh. Does it? What is it? What does it result?
It's 1d10 plus your agility bonus.
Oh.
So yours would be 1d10 plus 3. Well, whatever. You know, I mean, I'll take a look again. Let me add you into the thing here so you can add your. We only roll initiative once. We don't roll it each round like we do in some games. Okay. So let's hear. I'll roll for the. Oh, I need my orcs here. Me orc boys.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is an 8 plus. Okay, I got an 11 for the big one, and I got a 12 for the small ones. Okay, how'd you do? 11, nice.
Pretty good.
Okay.
I'm still looking too, just out of curiosity. There's a button, but it's okay.
Okay. All right, so then, where? Oh, if you. Oh, and in here, 11. There we go. And heroes will go first. Okay, so the one first up, we've got our 2 small orc boys. Now they can. They're going to have to run this round. So you can hear them running through the hallways. They're not able to make it to the room just yet. Your turn, Timur. What would you like to do?
I am...
if you want to decide as well.
Do you think I could ascertain whether they're... whether my knowledge of orcs and or what I'm hearing, do I think that they're clumped? Do I think that how their tactics are? Do I think that they're using cover? Are they advancing under cover? Or it sounds like they're just wandering into a battle. Are they just, thumping?
Let's see here. So Timur, one of your lore skills, forbidden lore skills is Xenos. Why don't you give us a Xenos check? This one's going to be actually at also routine plus 20.
Okay, cool. Let's see. Lore, there we go. Wait a minute.
Xenos lore is what you're looking for.
Oh, there it is. Forbidden. It's under forbidden for me. Okay.
Well, the Emperor can't abide you learning about other alien species.
No doubt. Well, sorry, modifier was what again?
Plus 20.
Okay.
Routine.
I'm on it.
There's sort of a common knowledge about the orcs.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the, orcs in a warg, they tend to sort of they clump together. The fact that there's 3 of them that are separate here suggests they may have gotten separated from the troops, or they may be raiders or something unusual. This is not the way that orcs normally fight.
Okay. So I am going to bring them in. Let them get let them close in a bit.
Okay.
And then I'm going to hit them with what I hope is effective and not and give them something else to think about.
Okay.
So go and we got to get the psyker situation going. Obviously, got to get that warmed up. Got to get that door in my mind open into the warp.
So one thing I will tell you is that there are 2 types of weapons that they often carry. Okay. At least they're what they call the orc boys. With that degree of success, you're going to know a lot about the orcs. One of the weapons is something called a slugga, which is the 2 with blue face paint there. That's what they've got in their hands, is a slugga. That thing's about equivalent to a bolter, Space Marine bolter. And the one that sounds like it's rattling around is likely to be a shooter. And a shooter has a rate of fire equivalent to like a heavy machine gun. So if you are to prioritize targets here, the Shuda, the orc with the Shuda is probably going to be the ones that can deal out more withering fire. Are you just standing at the far end of the room? Are you?
I'm hoping to like come around, come around the wall a little bit. Use it for cover as is possible, and but just whip around. I'll have hopefully. I'd like to go ahead and draw my bolter, Astartes bolter, even though it's not what I'm going to be using, just to have it ready to go, just in case something goes wrong, which I'm sure it will not. And,
all right.
I am going to hopefully, my intention is to use Avenger, just to give you a heads up as we go here.
Okay.
So Avenger is my...
Okay. So then next thing is you hear the one with the Shuda comes running forward. The next round, they're still going to need to do one more round. By the end of the round, what you can see is these two have kind of sprinted into the main room, and they see Bakey in here. He yells out.
Yeah.
I'll put the initiative over here to get it out of the way. All right, and then it is your turn. So you don't see the one with the Shuda yet. What would you like to do? They are about, if you moved yourself a little bit forward, you're probably, let's see here, what is your speed? Because I know you guys move pretty quick. Here, so full move would be 8 meters. So you're probably about 40 meters away from these guys right now. So what would you like to do? Move is a half action. And I've got, if you want to see what different actions cost different things, there they are here. For a game that has a lot of moving parts, I will say that they do a great job of giving you all the like thumbnail reference stuff. All the tables are like that. All the talents are like that. All the traits are like that. Like you can read full rules in the book, but you can also just go to a table and see a quick reference, see what just something to refresh your memory.
What? How far can I throw a grenade? Do you think? What should I be expecting there?
So the way ranges work in this is the range that you've got is not like it's not a specific range increment. Half of that range is your short range. Double that range is where long range starts. Otherwise, you're in the middle range, and then triple that is the extreme range.
Gotcha. So yeah, this is a long way for grenades. I will. It says 12. So
12. So triple 12 would be 36. So yeah, like that would be into extreme range, which is like -4 to hit.
Yep. I am going to, let's see, looking over these combat actions.
So things that, if you've got your bolter out, things you could do are, if you don't want to move, they're in short range for your bolter, because they're within 50 meters. That means plus 10 to hit with your bolter. You also have the option of, you've got a way, one of the things your bolter always has is an auto select feature, so you can change the rate of fire and change the ammunition. In the full game, you can actually select different kinds of ammo, but we didn't bother to do loadout and stuff like that in this game. That's what normally you would do, is part of your start of your mission is you actually going through and like using your renown to retrieve gear and stuff from the archives.
Yep.
So you could also go full auto, which is the full round. You have a maximum rate of fire 2. You get, I think, plus 20 to hit with full auto. And then for every degree of success, you hit with one more target, or you hit one more location. You could also do a semi-auto one, plus 10 to hit, and you get 1 for every 2 successes that you get. It's in semi-auto mode, or you can just fire. You could move and fire a single time.
Do I think that... how's my cover now? How's my cover...
Do you think you would have taken any effort to have any cover?
I mean, I was hoping to like come around the corner of where they couldn't see me, and using that corner as some degree of cover.
That.
Is it decent cover? Like, what am I? It's probably a wall. Is that what it is? Like a room wall?
Yeah. And the way cover works in this is you actually don't get a modifier to your attacks. It's just when we do the hit location, if it would have hit something that would be under cover, then it hits the cover instead of you.
Gotcha. All right, that comes back to me a little bit. Yep. Yeah, I guess I'm going to wait for the shooter to come into view before I give them before I let them know that I'm a psyker in essence.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay, so let's hear.
I'll probably let them have the bolter at this point.
Okay, nice. All right, so then, so at short range, let's see here, it's plus 10 to hit, I believe. Yep. So plus 10 to hit these guys. They were aware that you're in here, so they will get a chance to dodge if they get. You only get one reaction per turn as well. So go ahead and give us a. I think you can use your weapon, the bolter, directly, and just go ahead and make your attack roll at plus 10.
It's spraying it everywhere.
That was not great. You want to spend a fate point and re-roll?
Sure. I guess it's yeah.
They refresh at the start of every session, so.
I'm not actually great with the bolter. I'm okay with the bolter. That's my hesitation there.
I think you do have your shtick is more
psyker.
No, you've also got a force lance.
Oh.
Yeah. So Force Lance is...
good point. I kind of ignored the melee over there. I got all hung up on the range.
Let me just tell you even more good news. So there are different kinds of like powered weapons in 40K. There's power weapons, there's chain weapons, and there are force weapons. The reason force weapons are of interest to you is because force weapons can be supercharged by psychics.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So what you can do with this is your force weapon has a listed damage there. Where is it here? But what your force quality allows you to do... where is it here? Here we go. Melee weapons. Force weapons. First off, you get to add every point of psi rating adds +1 damage, +1 penetration, which I think I've added already. Pen 5. No, I have not. So that should actually be your psi rate. Your psi rating is a 3, right?
It is.
So it's pen 8, and damage is 1d10 plus 8. In addition to that, whenever you damage an opponent, you may, as a free action, channel psychic force psychic force and killing will into the blade. It requires a focus power test using opposed willpower. For every degree of success, the force wielder's weapon deals an additional 1d10, ignoring armor and toughness bonus.
Sweet. Let's bring it back.
Okay. So, does that change what you would have done?
Yes. Probably, maybe.
What do you think? Knowing that you're a more capable melee fighter than you are a ranged combatant, because I think your weapon skill is higher than your...
Yes. Basically, it looks like melee weapons and psi skills, psi abilities is what I would probably rely on, with the falling back on the bolter if necessary. Yeah, so your weapons,
you've also got an advance in your weapon skill. So your weapon skill is a 47, your ballistic skill is a 38.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think I would prefer to have them come in closer. I mean, that would be what I would want. I mean, my idea would be to bring these guys in. If these guys the advance, probably engage them in melee to make it more complicated for the shooter. I don't know. Maybe orcs fire.
And there is a penalty firing into melee.
Yeah, so I think I would do that, and then probably leave the Avenger for getting that shooter at some point.
Okay.
As he's staying back a little.
So then, knowing that you wanted to engage in what we can go back and do a little retcon here. Your run is a 24. So, excuse me. The last 2 rounds, you could have positioned yourself to being close to the door, and then as they come in, you could make a charge. Yeah.
Yep.
And charge is on combat actions as well.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Nice.
Plus 10 to your weapon speed on this as well too.
Yeah.
So so you go racing in with your lance. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Sweet. Okay. For the great con, plus 10, right?
Plus 10, yes. Let's see, this is a little better here.
Oh, there we
go. Holy smokes. So that's a solid hit. Let me make a...
I rolled a 1. That's how you get 5.6.
Wowzers. All right, so his... they have dodge against their agility, so I'll make a dodge check for this one. Try and get out of the way.
So in this game, when it's red, you
failed.
rolled a 1. That's the... it's usually bad, but in this game, it's good.
Red is for the Emperor. All right, so then that is a hit. Yeah. So go ahead and roll damage, and then you can choose to do a contested willpower roll to juice it up further, if you like. Your penetration is 8 on this. Holy shit! All right, so what I can tell you is that this thing flares up. Toughness is... Okay, so 10, yeah. This thing flares up, and your lance just cuts through him, leaving a bifurcated, and the orcs are about as big as what Space Marines are. Space Marines are much bigger than humans, but yeah, you completely cut through this thing, and he falls down.
Let me introduce myself, and then give him a big, cut him in half.
Yeah. All right, then it is the Shuda's turn. Now, I'm assuming you're engaged with the other guy as well.
That was the intention, if it's possible.
So the Shuda sees you. And the modifier for firing into melee, I believe, is -20.
That sounds familiar.
Let's see here. Okay. Shooting to melee, yeah, -20. All right, so this guy is going to turn. He is going to unload. He screams out, "Bakey!" Chomps on his cigar, and then starts opening fire with his... what do you call it? His Shuda.
I assume that he probably would not worry about his comrade too much.
Does not give a shit about his comrade being there, no. So he's only got a 20% to hit here. So let's see. I'll roll this in chat. Oh, no! But he only... Oh, and he gets a 1 degree of success, too, so he hits you with 2. Go. Yep. Now, your armor, I believe... What is your... your armor is an 8... Oh, I gotta roll hit location, so that's a 0, 1... I think that's a head.
Bring it on.
So let's see here.
It's a good thing I put my helmet on.
That's a good thing you put your helmet on. Helmet gives you 8 protection, and then your toughness, I believe, with... Everything in your armor is a 16, so the Shuda, fortunately, has really shit penetration, so it only reduces the damage down, or your armor down to a 14 total. So let's see here. 1d 10 plus 7. I don't know. So the first one kind of ricochets off of your head, and then what we do is if you get hit in the head, the second shot, it sort of tracks. There's a chart we use for that. Head. Second shot is head as well. All right, so... and that is 5, 12... Nope. So both... you feel 2 shots ricochet off of your head, but... Yeah.
And I think I have some momentary thoughts of those idiots, that clan, that Space Marine clan that always fights with no helmet. And I think those idiots,
the Space Wolves. So a lot of Psykers fight with no helmets only because it's easier to manifest your abilities. And actually these things were tearing. I forgot. I needed to re-roll, but even with the re-roll, it did not get through your armor. Okay. So it ricochets off of your head. Then it is the other Orc Boy's turn.
Yeah.
All right, so he... Oh, now actually, technically, what you also get a chance to do, I fucked up. You have 1 reaction. So you could have chosen to try and dodge that stuff. Dodging auto-fire is hard, unsurprisingly. Yeah. So you technically could have done that, but you didn't take any damage from this. So all is fine. All right, so then the other orc...
And I've got my reaction left.
Yes, and so you're reacting against this guy, so that works out perfectly.
Yeah.
She's gonna spend half an action to pull out this enormous thing that is mostly, it looks like a car door that has been sharpened to an axe that has a tiny little stub on it. Like, there's no reason why this should work as a weapon, but he yells out, "Let's see what you got inside." And there we go. So, and you only need to decide whether you use your reaction once you know whether they're hit.
Okay.
So it's kind of a nice, you don't have to dodge ahead of time. All right, so I rolled a 90. They swings at you, and it is a clumsy...
The car door goes by?
Hits the ground, and you see it leaves a giant furrow in the ground. He pulls it out, turns to you, but it is your turn now. What would you like to do?
So, how far away is the shooter? Would I estimate?
Is about 20 meters away right now.
Oh, beautiful. So my intention, let's see if I can pull it off, is to maneuver to hose them down both with fire. So that's the idea, if it's possible.
Okay. I think
I believe the flame is just a stream, and I don't roll; they do. Is my recollection?
Yeah.
So my idea is just to hose that direction down with the Avenger, with the psychic flame.
Okay.
And we'll see what happens.
Now, I think what you might need to... Let me see here. Attacks of opportunity are a thing in this game.
Okay.
So, but you can... Oh, and disengage is a full. So...
Oh, yeah.
But I think I'll let you do...
And if I have to take an attack to pull this off, I think I will.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to have a little bit of distance for it, then that's fine. There's not like a spell disruption thing in this game. So if you're hit, you don't lose your psychic ability. Or I don't remember there being one.
You know, I'm just instant blast. It's an instant blast type of thing.
Because I think it's a half action, right? To manifest.
It's a full. Oh, good point, though. It is a full, though.
Okay,
it's a full action.
So
I don't know how much maneuvering I can pull off here. That's a good point.
Yeah, because you can't, with full action, you can't move. Let's see here. Let me just take a look at combat actions again. Where's free?
Good point.
Yeah. So even like half move. Okay, so you know what? I think that this guy positioned himself in the way when he was trying to cut you down. So let's have fun, have some fun. All right. So now
opening scene. Yeah,
exactly.
He's just going. So he throws open. So he's going to go unfettered here.
Unfettered. Okay.
Oh yeah. So this is we're in the thick of it. It's not like a planned ambush like that. He's got this. He just got to get this done. So he throws open the trapdoor in his brain, and then as he's been trained and is no trained psyker in the Imperium in the Empire right
in the Imperium
And the Imperium is better at, he channels this big dose of flaming warp. In a big stream heading down towards the Shuda and trying to also capture this smaller guy too.
Beautiful. All right, I've got some fight music in here too, I think. I forgot to queue up. Is this the one? This might be it. I don't hear it. How about this one? Nope. This one. There we go. We'll use that. All right. So you are unloading your ability. Now, Avenger is... Let's see here. Okay, here. Opposed. Not opposed. So it looks like it's just a regular. Hold on. It sets the ability. I think is what sets the difficulty of the focus power test. Oh no, it's just challenging. So 0, no modifier to your willpower.
Okay.
And then if you are unfettered, just make a focus power test as usual. And then if you roll doubles, we roll on the psychic phenomenon test or table.
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and give us a willpower check, please. Remember, you can spend fate points on this to re-roll to get plus 10 to your roll.
Now, this is the kind of thing that's worth a fate point potentially. Let's see. We'll keep the eyes on that.
Okay.
Let's see. So for these, is it better to roll off of the... No. Okay, there's no psychic power roll button, so I'll just go with the willpower.
Is there no focus power?
Oh, you're probably right.
Let's see here. No, there isn't. It's just a list. Yeah, you're all right. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, great.
Let's see, where is that? Let's see, it's on the front page.
Yeah. Willpower with no modifiers.
Okay, straight up willpower. All right.
Okay. There we go. Come on.
There we go.
Nice. All right.
There we go.
So, the penetration is going to be 6 on this. Go ahead and roll damage on the flamer. And I just need to quickly remember how your flame weapon is 148. Again, I'll remind anyone who's joining us later, this is the first time we run this game, so I do apologize that we're looking a lot of stuff up.
Yep.
Flame weapons, here we go.
Yeah, the flame mechanics I've always it's kind of interesting, you know, that
okay, so this
is good.
Oh, specialist flame. No, go ahead, Sean. I was talking to myself.
Well, there's a roll for this because I have to manifest the power. Like with a flamer, I don't think they even roll. It's all about dodging the big stream, you know.
Okay, so if they need to make an agility test to avoid getting caught by the flame. Yeah. So this is agility is 30 for these guys. So this is against the one with the slugger. Fails against the shooter. Succeeds. Okay, so then the guy with the shooter, the slugger, he needs to make a second one to avoid catching fire. He does avoid catching fire.
Okay.
But let's see here. Cover does not protect you. All right. Okay. So the damage is 16. The penetration is 6. So then the first one. So he has 10 minus 4. Oh my gosh! Look at this. I'm on fire! I'm on fire! He screams out. And the other guy manages to throw himself behind a hallway, but it's filled with this, psychic fire. The inside of the hallway is probably all, ablaze as well. He set me on fire! Then it is the shooter's turn. So he steps out. That's not very nice, Beaky. And he's going to shoot at you. Once again, it's going to be, he's firing into melee, so his plus 20 from full auto is down to minus 20. He's only got a 20 with this. Yeah. Doesn't get a fumble, so he's not hitting his ally. But yeah, the hallway's being chewed up, but none of it is connecting with you.
Fumbles are doubles.
Doubles, yeah. I think it's only 98, 99. The doubles thing is from Warhammer 4th, not from from this. Gotcha. It seems like that only comes up on psychic power. Psychic powers, it matters when you roll doubles, but
gotcha.
Yeah. So, and again, I could be wrong about that. I just don't. I remember looking back for that at some point last night, and I couldn't find if doubles mattered at any other point. So he will turn. And he's going to swing that truppa at you again, too. So here, I'll roll in chat. Why not? All right, so he needs... they are much better with a choppa than they are with this. And he is going to... I'll put his all into this. Okay. So that's a plus 50. Or 50 is what he's got to roll. Oh, now, you can choose to dodge, you can choose to parry. What would you like to do? There's no weapon damage in this like there is in Witcher.
Yep. Let me see what I would normally probably do. I think I would parry.
Okay, go ahead and give us a weapon. Just make an attack roll with your power lance.
Okay.
Or your, force lance.
Force lance, all right. No modifier?
No modifiers. Come on.
Oh, he's got me.
No. You want to spend a fate point? To reroll?
Sure.
Okay, that's a green bar. Go ahead and reroll.
Okay, here comes the reroll. And
How do we do
It did
here?
not work out. It was very close.
Now, you could
Very
spend
close.
another fate point to bump the level of degree of success up by 1, which would make that a bare success,
Wow.
if you want.
Yeah.
Or you can take the hit.
2 fate points on this. Let's see. Sure. I'll spend the fate point.
Okay. So he brings it down towards you, and the last second, I think maybe because fate intervenes here, he staggers a little bit, so it's easy for you to catch it. Had he, brought the thing through, that would have been that would have been a nasty hit. It is your turn once again. What would you like to do?
Let's see. And so he's. I don't think I've hit this one, right? This guy's hail.
The one with the Shuda is 20 meters down the hallway. He still hasn't gotten hit at all. The other one is scorched horrifically.
I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna see if I can't. I'm gonna. I send another avatar of Immaterium flame down through the hallway.
So as you're calling on this as well too, you can hear a voice in your ear that says, "Yes, brother." And you can give yourself a plus 20 to this roll.
All right, then. Never alone. That sounds like a good Space Marine. All right, coming up here. Okay, this is a willpower check, right?
Yeah, willpower check at plus 20 because of your unknown benefactor. Come on.
There you go. Oh, a 1 again.
Holy smokes. All right, so let's make agility checks. Their agility's only at 30. First one horrifically stands basically in the way of it, and it just hollowed out from within as your power manifests through him. The Shuda, let's see how he does. He, once again... He's a tricky one, that guy.
He's in charge for a reason.
Damn right. All right, let's see. What else does he have on him? Does he have a grenade? He's not. Okay. So you manifest this. You don't need to roll damage for the other one. I think the bonus damage was enough to kill this guy. So then, your eye's still ablaze with that fire. He is going to... now he's got a better chance of hitting you. He's got a 40% chance with it. You can hear over the sound of his shooter just firing away. You're going to pay for that, Beaky. No, you're not. So, boom, boom, boom. Blazes all around. Does not hit. Your turn. What are you doing?
Okay, let's see. The charge. How far can I go?
Your charge, I think, is a 12 meter.
So I can't get there. He's 20, right?
Yep.
I am. What's my other one? Maybe I just stick with 10 meters times PR. Okay, maybe it's time for a Stormlance.
Let me give you some more good news here, too.
Okay.
Because of your... you're within 20 meters now. I'm just double checking to see when point blank range starts.
Oh, right.
Because the bolter is one of the things that they are, because of that huge range, you're already at short range, which means plus 10 to hit. And when you are in point blank, it's even better here. Let's see, combat circumstances, point blank range, plus 30, 30. If they are within, when a character makes a range attack against a target that is 2 meters away or closer. Okay, so you're only at short range right now, which is plus 10. So what would you like to do? If you want to split the difference, you could move. Remember, you could. I
can only for a half move though. I can only move 4.
But 4 would put him. Put him 16 away then.
Yeah. I was thinking that too. I'm gonna, I'm gonna stick with it. The trap door is already open up there in the noggin, so I'm gonna go with Stormlance. Let's see what that looks like.
Sure. Okay. So let's check Stormlance here.
Not to mention, it just gives more chances for psychic phenomenon.
Most definitely. Okay. You hear once again. You hear that voice in your head. Yes.
Do I recognize it? Is it familiar?
Not even remote. Even with your difficult, your lack of memory, you can't recall who this is. Oh, Stormlance is out of First Founding, isn't it?
35 page probably 34.
Nice. So 35. Okay, so let's hear. I think actually
in the PDF it's one off, so 34 probably in the book.
Okay. Yep, 34 in the book. All right, that is
half action. Interesting. That's good to know. That's a half action.
Yeah, so you can actually start stepping forward if you'd like.
I think I will.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Okay, hurls a bolt of lightning, straight line, everything in its path. Yeah, so this'll. I don't think he gets to try and dodge. That's pretty impressive.
Interesting. This is a good melee one too.
Yeah,
good to. I'm getting kind of familiar now.
Okay. Any creature, friend, or foe that the lightning passes through suffers 1d10 times, so 3d10 damage with a penetration 5. That's crazy good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a classic, half the pictures of Psychers, in fact, somewhat even the one that's on the screen, is that kind of, out of the head, this kind of crackly, like,
yeah. So go ahead, give us a focus power check here. So willpower plus 20.
Plus 20, all right. Oh, like that.
Yep, there we go. All right, so then that is 3d10 damage.
Okay.
Oh, so the downside is it goes to your maximum range, so it just scorches the shit out of anything in the way. That is the downside to that.
Gotcha. So around friendlies, it could be problematic.
Or things that blow up. Now, did you set up a weapon?
I didn't. No.
Here, we can just do that quickly. It's easy.
Sure.
Psyker, power, Stormlance, because that's not going to change. Range is 30 meters. Damage is 3d10. E. Pen.
5.
Okay.
And special is shocking.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see here. What is the shocking? They actually have all the weapon qualities on here. Nice. Shocking is if the weapon causes damage, test toughness or stunned, plus 10 bonus per armor point. Or so they have to make a stunned toughness check. If he survives this, he has to make a toughness check afterwards.
Nice.
So go ahead, roll damage.
Damage coming. Ooh.
9 damage. Okay.
Just clipped him.
Yeah, so he does. He is hit by it, but it's not as bad. And between his toughness and his armor. Oh wait, penetration applies. So that would reduce the armor to 2. He takes only 1 point of damage.
All right, just a taste.
He has to make a toughness test with plus 20 because his armor's 2. Toughness is 45, so that is a 65. No, 65 he's rolling against.
Oh.
Just barely.
Yeah, keeps it together.
So he kind of shifts the cigar from one side to the other, and he says, "Tickles, Beaky." And then it is his turn. So he is going to... Yeah, I'll do full auto again, because he was just bad luck last time.
Yeah.
So that is plus 20. He's got a 40 or less to hit you. Oh, no. So that's
there it is.
3 hits, and an O2 means...
Dodge?
Right arm. Oh, yes, you can dodge. Now, hold on. Dodging burst fire. I think it's on the rules here for burst fire. Nope, I was mistaken. Just give me a sec here. Sure. Look that up. Yeah, even though we're having to look stuff up, I'm really glad that we had to spend so much. I spent time last night going through and looking up a ton of stuff, so at least I know where I'm looking.
Yep.
You know where that stuff is located in here. So, okay. dodge. Here we go. Okay. See, 236 for these actions. Okay. Thank you, game. Oh, that may have been wrong. Okay, here we go. Burst fire. Full auto burst. Here we go. Oh, okay. So I think the way it works, and I'll have to look it up. As I think we count, it's just like as if you're hit. Because he's got 3 attacks on you, each degree of success that you get reduces the. Oh, here we go. Dodging. Each degree of success negates 1 additional hit. That's what I thought. Okay, so you make a dodge. Each degree of success you get on this will give you 1 extra thing. But he's hit you with 3.
Plus 0?
Plus 0, yeah, unless you're spending fate points or anything like that. Negatory, 3 hits. All right, so he has. Let's see here. He hits you in the right arm, and then the other 2 hits go to your. Let's see here. Right arm, and then body. So your right arm is, I think, 10 total. No, that's not true.
8. Oh, 16. Well, 8 and then 16 with the toughness bonus.
16 with the toughness bonus, and then your chest is what, 20?
18 with the toughness bonus.
Okay. So the penetration is only 2, which means you're, again, so the first 2 hits here. Let's see here, roll d10.
So 14 soak on the arms.
Yes.
Net of penetration.
So I need to roll 14 or higher in order to get through with the penetration and everything. And this is tearing, so I do get to roll best of 2.
Aha.
So first hit in your arm does not penetrate. Second hit on your arm does not penetrate. Third, and then the hit in your torso does not penetrate.
Wow.
That Space Marine armor is pretty freaking good.
You know, you can just imagine like the rounds coming,
yeah,
like, just
absolutely. Go down, Bakey. Then it is your turn.
Go down, you white, fleshy metal.
I made a point last night of looking up what do orcs call Space Marines, and that's apparently what they do.
That was a good call, yeah.
All right, then it is your turn. So you moved 4 last turn to get closer, so you are 16 meters away from him. What are you doing?
Can't get there still. I think I am. That was not my best showing on that damage. I'm going to do it again. So
okay.
You know what? So my plan is to do it again. Just to give you a heads up, my plan is to read the mind of this White Scar Stormseer. He's going to do it again, and then he's going to be enraged to charge and cut this guy in half with his force lance. So that's his 2-round plan. So he does a half move right now to get to 12, which is a magic number. For next round, and he's going to light him up again with his storm lance.
Now here is something you can get. You can choose. You can hear that voice you've been hearing in your head. It feels now more like almost someone is connecting. You can choose to take plus 40 to your roll, but I will tell you that it will come at a cost. You've been so distracted by this and maybe concussed from the crash, you haven't really been paying attention. As a free action, why don't you give us a Cynescence roll, please?
Oh, the old Cynescence. Good memories of Cynescence. Let me see here. I found it.
Yeah, and just because this is not heat of things and whatnot, I'm not going to make it any easier for you. So just give us a flat Cynescence.
Oh no, that's a bad one.
Whoa.
Doggone it. I'm in combat. It's tough.
Yep, it's very tough. Yeah. So
very tough.
You know enough now to know that this help will come at a cost this time. So do you want to make the roll just with your own willpower? Or do you want to accept that plus 40?
Let's see here. Yeah, why not? Let's find out. So we'll do it.
Okay.
I got this sinking feeling of this is not going to be. In the end, it will be to my detriment, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
The Emperor says, "Focus on what's in front of you," and that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
So this is a focus power roll.
Yep. 4 plus 40.
Plus 40. Yeah.
There we go.
Nice. Okay. That was well accepted. Okay. So then he gets his. Yes, no roll. No save against this. So just go ahead and give us a damage roll.
Okay.
Let's see here. The lightning,
Yep.
and you're like stalking through fire as you're doing this too, right?
Yeah, like the armor's just rattling, right? Because the shooter
Yeah.
thing's bouncing off, and then the lightning comes firing out of my noggin again.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for a movie, this is made for all sorts of CGI nonsense and just
Absolutely. Got to start big.
smoke and flames, and it's just ridiculous. Oh, brutal!
Oh no,
Brutal.
So that it does get the penetration, but yeah, it hits him, and again he kind of you see his eyes light up as he's doing that, and he's leaning more into his gun now.
Yep.
So let's see here.
And I did move up. I did move the
You did move up. Yeah. So you are now 12 meters away.
Which is a key number.
Yep, definitely. Let's see here. Hits you twice. That's a degree success of 2, so it's 3 hits once again. You want to dodge?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and give us a dodge check.
Little dodging. See how this goes.
Come on.
Oh,
no. You actually get
Not
tagged
quite.
by one more.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. That's it. It's not the way it works.
Okay. I was like, oh, no.
However, because I rolled a 20, that's it. Head, and...
it's the reverse, huh? They reverse the numbers.
arm.
That's right.
It's raking your way down. Okay, so first one against head. Let's see here. And I think head is the same protection as your arm, so it's 14 is what I need to beat. But it is tearing. Oh, mama. Oh, that one rang your bell. And you didn't take any damage. Number 2 on the head. Oh, no! Now,
There it is.
I do need to, I think I need to make a successful second hit on this in order for the Emperor's whatever to...
Interesting.
to trigger. So I think because it's sort of like confirming criticals with 3rd edition D&D. Okay.
Yes.
Emperor's Vengeance, I think it might be called.
Yeah. Rings a bell.
Let's see here. Okay, where is it here? Where's Damage? Oh, also, would you give us a 1d10 exploding roll, please?
Okay.
While I'm looking up the old damage here. You gain 3 corruption.
Oh, that was the cost, obviously.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Okay, damage.
Interesting.
Okay, where is it? It might be at the beginning of the game where it mentioned it. Again, for those listening at home, apologies for looking this up. This is one of those look it up once and we won't have to look it up again situation. Okay. I guess that's not that. Let's see here. Power armor. Role playing as Space Marines. No. All right. Let's try one more. Righteous Fury. That's what it's called. When rolling 10. Oh, Emperor's Favor. Natural 10 calls for a second attack roll. It's identical. All modifiers included to the original. If the second attack hits, then you may roll the extra one. Okay, so that extra damage I got on your head there will only apply if I get another hit. So I was rolling against a 40. Oh! 10 points of damage gets through. Then
let's see, and let's just take a little peek at that since our first my first
so
damage.
Yeah, it's just the red bar. Red bar will.
So not the sheet.
Your wounds.
Okay.
Yeah. It'll track back to the sheet. It's linked up with your character sheet. So apply 10 wounds on that head, and you're not taking any criticals yet. It's only when you're out of wounds you start taking that stuff.
Interesting. So I got 22 totals. That's a pretty good. It's a pretty good
tough.
shot. Yeah.
Okay, and then on your arm. So this will be, let's say, on your right arm. Unrecognized. How about I roll it? Yeah, Madison. First aid DMing. Come on. 7. Here we go. And Righteous Fury. Nothing on the other one. All right, so that, he manages to hit you, and maybe there's like a little crack in the lens, and you can see your, you can see clearly, but you are 12 meters away. I can't imagine why that number is important.
Yeah. So if it's on me, I'm running in there with the lance.
Okay.
Charge.
Go ahead.
Yeah. With some blood coming out of that, crack in the helmet.
Yep. And I'll get his dodge set up here if he hit.
All right.
Okay, go right ahead and make your attack roll.
Let's see, charge is a plus Z. Oh, plus 10.
Plus 10,
plus
yeah,
10.
from charge.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Holy smokes, great.
Another one. It's out of control. It's out of control.
And he's not able, he tries to stagger back to get out of the way, but that Shuda is just weighing him down. Your lance comes down, go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, that's a pretty good one.
It's a pretty good one. So that means he is... so let me double check one thing here.
Yeah.
I just want to... This might be a real stupid thing, so I'm not going to say it out loud. I'll say it out loud afterwards if I'm wrong.
Right.
But it just... I want to double check something here. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Here we go. Okay. And let me check one more thing here. Oop. Okay. Using actions, here we go. So my question was, I know in most games the penetration only affects the armor, it doesn't affect the toughness, and I wanted to make sure. I just did a quick second guess on myself. I'm like, should that be doing more? And it's not. It's only so what that means is it ignores his armor of 2, which means he's 8. It's 11 points of damage. Do you want to? That's not going to be enough to take him down. Do you want to make a contested willpower roll and fuel in some extra psychic damage here?
Indeed, I do.
Okay. And I think it's an extra D10 per degree of success, right? That's, I think, the way...
Where's that? Is under Psychic Power? Is that where I should look for
it was under Force. It's under the Weapons chapter.
Force Weapons?
It is under Force Weapons, yeah. So, let's see here. And for the melee weapons are after the... Force Weapons are on page 155 of the book. So
I couldn't find the...
Yeah, it's 155 of the actual book, so I think maybe 156 of the PDF.
But I didn't see the explanation.
It's third paragraph down. In addition to normal damage, whenever a psychic damages an opponent, you may, as a free action, so you make an opposed willpower check. Every degree of success gives an extra 1d10 that ignores toughness and armor.
Nice.
Okay. So I'll tell you what he rolls for his willpower. There, 25 is his willpower. I got nothing.
Okay, here we come.
So it just comes down to yours. Come on. There you go. An extra 1d10.
Nice.
Okay. So go ahead and roll 1d10 exploding.
Okay. There we go.
Okay. Oh, come on, game. All right, so that is 20 minus 8 is 12. All right, so you very badly hurt him. Not quite enough to take him down. Now, rules is written. I can choose to use for your adversaries to have them taking critical hits as well too. But they also say feel free to ignore it and just have enemies that don't matter go down at 0 wounds. So
gotcha.
I'm choosing to do that for these dudes. If you fight a more powerful opponent, you may be fighting down to the what kind of critical hits you're doing on each other. Mm-hmm. On his round, you go ahead and make an attack of opportunity because he's going to try and move back so he's out of melee so he can shoot you.
Okay. All right. Okay. Plus 0?
Plus 0, yeah.
Nope.
Oh, so close.
Almost.
You could spend a fate point to get a hit on, make that from a 0 to a 1.
Man, I'm blazing through those though. Is there an what's the expectation? I mean, it probably won't get more fate points, right?
At start of each session, you refresh all of your fate points. So at the end of each session, you should have none left.
Oh, I mean, that's true. I mean, I'm looking at this as more of a one shot, but at the moment. But I guess, sure. Yeah, we'll spend it.
Okay,
let's do it.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay.
And again, Fate intervenes, so I think he staggers on a bit of fallen, burning rubble. Oh man,
that's better.
Cleave his head right off. All right, so that hurt. Oh, actually, I can leave you in the. Oh, if we change things here. All right, so first things freaking last here. Do you have training in something called Medicus?
It's be a talent or a skill?
Skill. Medici. Yeah, you got. Oh, you're untrained in it.
Okay.
Shit. So first thing you can do, you do have a sealing kit, so you can seal the hole in your armor, so that the environmental protections are back in again. Now that this thing's down and your head has stopped throbbing, you think you can hear. Before the sound of the Vox unit comes back in, you can hear the sound of.
So I'm thinking a corrupted space marine is my what do they call it? A chaos marine. Can I?
God forbid. So here's what you remember.
Yeah.
Is that because it's coming back to you now? You are here on Jilao. Let me put the name of the planet for you. You're on the planet of Jilau. Jilau is a desert world that has been attacked by an orc warg. The White Scars, you and your allies have been deployed here to try and to fight as part of the things and cast them out. You have been based out of one of the active hives. This place is, like a lot of hive planets, desert and wasteland in between, and then there are massive towering arcologies called hive cities, and it is Ishin Hive is where you have been based. However, when your chapter master or the one of the senior librarians in your unit conducted auguries, they mentioned that what came to them through the warp was the name of a place called Nephius. Nephius is this ruined. It was a hive that was destroyed hundreds of years ago. So this place has been a ruin for some time, but a massive abandoned hive is a great place for orcs to take hold and whatnot. And this is where you it's not just the Space Marines or the White Scars. It's the White Scars, as well as members of the Imperial Guard, as well as other, soldiers who have come here to try and cast them out. What there's something else. This augury told them that there is an as yet unseen threat. So you and your now deceased comrade were coming here to investigate that. They are dead. and looking at the exterior of the, now that you got a chance to catch your breath and look over at the land speeder, it has been scoured by some kind of powerful energetic bolt. And you don't need to make a senescence roll. If you open yourself up to the warp, it still reeks of chaos energy. It is some powerful chaos sorcerer or demon or something. Some being unleashed a chaos bolt of phenomenal power that struck the land speeder from the sky and crashed you in here in the middle of a war zone. You can hear, it sounds like it's members of the Imperial Guard who are under attack, and from their coordinates, now that you've kind of caught your breath and caught your senses again, they're not that far away. You can get there within a couple of minutes, and it sounds like they're being overrun by orcs, but there is that voice and there is that power that was reaching out to you.
Do I think it's it would check with a Chaos Marine librarian type of?
Possibly, but I mean, like that's there's all sorts of chaos cults and whatnot that can be found around.
Gotcha.
If it's a Chaos Space Marine, that is a huge problem, because
right. The fact that he called me brother, that's why I'm going off. Yeah,
that would definitely be, and the way he spoke to you was in the diction of a fellow Space Marine, and
right.
There are Space Marines who fall to corruption, and librarians, even with the extraordinary amount of training and whatnot and safeguards in place, that still can happen. But the converse is, if this is from one of the fallen chapters, one of the chapters that turned on the Emperor during the heresy, the voice that could be calling to you could be 10,000 years old. The place where the Eye of, I think it's the Eye of the Storm, the Eye of something or other.
Eye of Terror?
Eye of Terror, where they fled after or many of them fled after the heresy. It has a bizarre effect on time and space, and the chaos powers offer many, many gifts. Longevity is usually the first to attract them. But what that means is that if it is that old, they could also be phenomenally powerful. You've seen the effect of what your psychic powers can manifest. His was enough to take a Space Marine land speeder out of the sky.
Right, at long range, at very long range.
Yeah.
So one quick question. What are my first aid? Are there any first aid options? There might not be, but I just thought
I don't think you're not trained in Medicaid. You could. So what if someone was? There is a, what do you call it? The Imperial Guard, who you're hearing from, they all have medics with them, and while they're not as skilled as like a Space Marine apothecary, those skills could be doing. And the way it works is that on a successful check, if you got a med kit, make a check, gives you at plus 20 on a success, you restore a number of hit points or number of wounds equal to your intelligence modifier, and then if you have access to the special Space Marine kind of gel stuff, then you get double your modifier. But let's just double check and see if there's any standard first aid. I think you might be able to make a Medicaid roll anyway, untrained. I don't think it. Let's just double check.
Is there a downside?
Let's find out.
Like you can only do it once, that kind of a...
Could be, yeah, that you can only treat certain wounds once. So maybe better to wait till someone trained. You're not suffering any mechanical penalties to it yet. All right, here we go. Medicaid is an advanced skill. You can't do it without training.
Okay.
So I guess it's kind of moot.
Yeah.
For what it could do. And I don't think you have any, healing kits or anything like that directly. You do require the assistance of a medic.
Yeah, off we go. So he's going to try to, he wants to join the, he doesn't really know where this voice is coming from, and if he's piecing together that, so do I does my reasoning tell me that someone is contacting me, obviously, versus psychic means, like as an astropath would?
So an astropath is actually sending stuff across sort of the, like across interstellar distances. Synesians, depending on how powerful your Synesian power is, or even like minor telepathic abilities, you could reach across easily a greater distance. And Synesians would allow you to identify the location of certain powers, the use and the manifestation of warp. You'll notice that the voice didn't come to you until after you had made use of your psychic powers.
Right. Am I able to make a roll to see how far away?
Yeah, absolutely. So just give us now that you've caught your breath and you can do it, why don't you give us a plus a Synesians check at routine plus 20.
Okay.
Okay,
ooh, there we go.
Standard success. So there is an ambient level of psychic disruption here because, again, like a warg is a psychic entity. The orcs are naturally psychic. That's not the thing you're detecting. There is definitely what was manifesting on or around you was definitely something that is suffused with the corruption of chaos. Unfortunately, your roll wasn't quite good enough to be able to detect where.
Okay. Or distance?
If you spend a fate point, you would get the approximate direction of the phenomena or creatures.
I'm going to say it's too many times. I'm down to 2, so I got to get more economical.
Okay. With different, as with other stuff, I'll let you try again if you want to change circumstances. So relocate or whatnot. Maybe get closer.
Yeah, I think for now, he's going to change gears. So that didn't, he couldn't quite get a bead. Too much interference from all the orc nonsense, psychic nonsense. So he's going to orientate and try to find the Imperial Guard.
Sure.
Right now.
So why don't we take our mid-session break now? We're late, way to late start to the game, I guess. Anyway, but I'll take our mid-session break right now, and then I'll refresh coffee. You can refresh beverages. Then we'll come back and set up for what you find when you meet up with because you won't require any difficult or won't be difficult at all to locate where the Imperial Guard is.
Great.
Okay, so for those listening at home, we'll be back momentarily. Okay. All right. So, hey, everyone in chat. How is everyone doing? Now, I do see that we've got someone who has tried to correct rules in chat. So, Ian, thanks very much for your effort. I will tell you, I'll use this opportunity just to give a general response for rules corrections. In chat, in comments below, we don't care. We're going to get things wrong on this. Trying to correct us on rules is generally not helpful for us at all. We're not going to look at chat for correcting. And in particular, Ian, you're actually wrong about the way the skills work. The way skills work for this, if it is a basic skill, you use half of your characteristics, not at minus 20. And if it's an advanced skill, you simply cannot do it. So this is the other reason, is because we don't want people correcting stuff in chat, is because sometimes your memory will betray you, and with these games they also change them over the course of it, especially with Dark Heresy 2. I know they made changes to it, so I do appreciate it. I know you're trying to be helpful, Ian, as well, so I don't want you to we're happy to have you in chat, and I appreciate you trying to help out, but that's just a helpful example of why, trying to correct stuff on the fly is not helpful, is because sometimes it's wrong in it. Again, I do appreciate you. Clearly, you know the games, and I think that what your expectation is, it may have come from Dark Heresy 2, which did make fundamental changes to the way the rules work, and they also made some changes to the rules as they went along. Deathwatch being number 3 of the 5 initial games, it may have some changes. So anyway, but that's the way it works. The way it works is it's half a characteristic if it's a basic skill and you're not trained in it, or it is a you just can't use it whatsoever if it's an advanced skill. So anyway, yeah, and FFG was really bad at correct at stuff. I have with me, you can still find online if you are playing them, for at least for Deathwatch and for Dark Heresy 2, they've got Living Errata you can still find online that has a bunch of the corrections. For this one, unfortunately, it's only for the core book and for Rites of Battle, but it does have everything in there, so that's cool. It does have the corrections for those. I don't think you can still find the Rogue Trader stuff on as well. They had rules for playing Tau, and they had expanded rules for playing Dark Eldar. So that's still available through the... I've got a link down below to Drive-Thru RPG for the Deathwatch stuff, but I know Cubicle 7 has put up all of the old FFG stuff up there, so you can find all that stuff. Anyway, hello to everybody else. Let's see here. How is everyone doing? Yeah, I could use a second edition. It's, the game is, this is our first time running this, and it's definitely is a complicated game. It's not as complicated as I thought it was going to be. I thought that it would be to the point where it would be unplayable. That's just not the case, especially once you incorporate some handouts and stuff like that. So anyway, all right, so Sean, we are picking up. Let me get yourself set up here. I was just saying howdy to some folks in chat.
Yeah.
And let's see. All right. So let me grab my tokens. I'll remember, if it's a red bar, it is... Yeah, an individual blue bar, it is a horde. Now you're sort of skipping from one. You know what? Actually, I got a different thing I'll use for this. Yeah, let's use that. There we go. There we are. I don't want to jinx it, but Anna Banana's been really quiet today. Very few people outdoors, apparently, for Father's Day. Oh, wrong thing. Map layer. All right. Okay. So, as you make your way over, I'm picturing you're sort of like, we could see your character leaping from like one building to another one, making your way through the hive. Yeah. You reach a point where you've got a view down into... Go? No, is that right? Yeah, that's the right one. Let me grab you again. Go, Timmer. And what you can see is that down below you, about 40 meters down below, there is a group of Imperial Guardsmen of about 25 or 30, and they are being kind of pincered and are flanked on both sides by small packs of orcs. The guardsmen are making a good showing of things, but they are outnumbered. The orcs easily outnumber them, and just with the way that the attrition is going, it seems unlikely that the Imperial Guardsmen will survive this, absent any kind of help. So, with that in mind, and with the roar of gunfire, las guns coming from the Imperial Guard, the shootas, boltas, choppas, both of the hordes of, or the packs of orcs are hordes. Let's switch up some music here. And let's roll some initiative. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So, where is... Oh, I closed the book. Madison, come on. Okay. Here we go. All right, so I got a 9 for the horde. And for the... Oh, guardsmen are doing pretty well.
Can this die explode or no?
No, it cannot.
Okay.
Only damage because of that, Emperor's Fury or whatever it's called. Okay, I think I need to... I want to make these orc hordes a little smaller so they're more manageable to see. But I take it you understand how... Oh, there we go. Spoke too soon.
Security.
Exactly. All right, and the guardsmen. I got the rules for them in here. And you're going to be rolling for our guardsmen.
Okay. Yep. I probably... Now, this is actually... I wonder if there's an opportunity here for as swift as the wind.
Oh, what's that?
That's that... I can't remember the proper term, but that's that disposition, that, that personal White Scar.
The solo mode.
Solo
thing.
mode, and I'm just kind of riffing here. I'm not positive, but since I'm not known yet, I'm not seen yet, and I'm coming in for an attack. I didn't know if maybe.
So that is something we didn't think about last time. When you use a range attack, you can make an agility check, a challenging agility check. If you're successful, you get to move your full move.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the White Scar ability is pretty cool. So you got to be in solo mode, which you are, and you've got access to that ability. You still have your other 2 ones as well. Now, I was rolling for their initiative. It's 12. All right, so what did you roll for initiative? 5.
Yep.
All right. So first up will be the Imperial Guardsmen. Now, they are... Let's see here. Why don't you give us so their ballistic skills of 30. Range of the las gun is... These things are probably about 50 meters back, firing it 100 meters back, firing at one another. Does that sound about right? No, we'll say 50, because otherwise they're way out of range for the orc weapons. Now, the Imperial Guardsmen have currently a magnitude of 30. Let me put it so you can see what their magnitude is as well. Here we go. Controlled by all players. There we go. All right, so you should be able to see that now. And you should be able to see the actual numbers on there now, too.
Yep.
Okay, so would you kindly give us... Let's see here. They are... last guns will be short range. They got a ballistic skill of 30. So 40% chance of hitting... I am, for Horde versus Horde, I'm actually not going to modify it with the large size. We'll just roll normally and then apply damage normally. So why don't you give us 3 ballistic skill checks, please?
All right.
Each hit will reduce the magnitude of one of the orc hordes by 1. Okay, so that's 2 hits. Oh, 40%. Shit, that's only 1 hit. All right, so they are firing away, but unfortunately only 1 hit so far on the orc horde coming in.
Rounds going everywhere.
Yeah. Now the orc horde has, each of them gets 2 attacks, and they get a minus. Let's see here. They get a minus 10 to their roll. So I actually only have a 10% chance of hitting. I think if they... Oh, and they can't aim because these things are shitty. One of the things with... Remember I mentioned how bad orc things are? They're so crappy they can't actually aim with them. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so they're firing away at the guardsmen. The guardsmen seem to be doing okay right now.
There's just rounds going everywhere.
Yeah, it's just raining back and forth. Tamara, this is what you're looking down into. What would you like to do?
Let's see here, because my mind goes to the grenades are a little bit short rangey to try to get that close. I think
if you want to feel better about it, you get, because of the size of the horde, you get plus 30 to hit them.
Yeah, if I can get close enough. Yeah, if let's see, just to put them in range at all of a tossed grenade.
So what we'll see is you could maybe spend this round rappelling down, if you'd like. So that'll be, what's your run speed?
My run is 24.
So let's say you just sort of put a like a rappelling cable on, and then it's spool down, and you'll be. I said you were at 40 meters away. You're 16 meters away from them by the end of your run.
Okay.
Okay. Then it is. Let's see here. Then it is the guard. So guardsmen, would you give us 3 more attack rolls for the guardsmen?
All right. Oof! Just rounds going everywhere.
Cannot hit. Now the I'm going to make 2 attacks with the orcs, and then I'm also now I'm going to be throwing grenades in. See if we can't soften up those. So and the blast, I think for the orc grenades is only a 4. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. So here we go. I need a. Let's see here. I need a 40 or less to hit. Ah!
Ooh.
And then wild 97 is almost good enough for it to actually hit amongst the other orcs.
For a dropped grenade in the crowd.
Oh no! Huge explosion. One of the squids kind of got in the way, knocked it free of its hand. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? And a bunch of orcs go flying up in the sky. Yeah. Then it is Timur's turn. So you are 16 meters away. What would you like to do?
I'm tossing.
Okay.
So let's see. 12 meters the range. So that makes this.
So that makes it. So double is long range. So I think it's just medium range. No modifiers other than plus 30 to hit the horde.
That's what I'm doing.
And is it the injured one or the slightly depleted one?
Sure. Yes.
Okay.
Yep. That's exactly. Now let's see. It's a throw, right? So.
Just your ballistic skill.
Okay.
I think it's actually all set up on under the range weapons.
Yep. So it's all good. All right.
And it's plus 30 to hit. 30.
Okie dokie.
Go. Come on. Let's see.
Oh, so close.
It's within range of a fate point, though.
Sure.
Okay. Another lands in there, and then look at that. Huge explosion.
Nice.
And do you want to move as well, or you take another action? Another half action?
Can't do the same thing again twice, right?
Well, you'd have to draw you would have to draw the grenade out. So I suppose that's what your full action. All right. So then there's a cheer. The commissar, like in the illustration there, kind of gets up and it says, "Our Lord Space Marine has come to save us. Fire, brothers!" Go ahead and I think I'll give plus 10 to their ballistic skill this time. So it'll be a 40 they're firing against. Or a 50 actually they're firing against.
All right. Let's see here.
So.
There's one.
Oh, no. It's to their skill.
Sorry.
Not you're making it harder for them to hit.
You're right.
So just roll like you did before, 3D 100, and 50 or less hits for each of them. Only. Oh. Do you want that against the injured one or against the unaffected?
Injured.
Injured one. You got it. Okay. So laser fire is just railing down on them, but the attention of the orcs seems to be split now. So the cool thing with the horde is hordes get to attack everybody. Let's see here. It's only in melee. Forgive me. In addition, hits from sustained fire can be applied to any eligible targets. Oh, for the range, yeah. Okay, so we got some shootas in there, so I get my plus 20 for burst fire, minus 10, so I'm rolling against a 30 now for their hits. Let's do 2 against you. Oh, hit you.
Yep.
But only with 1, and then... one of them is so excited it's firing away, it turns to the side, and I'm going to apply 1 hit to they mow down another one.
Classic orc behavior.
Yep, and then I'll get 2 shots against the other one here. Okay. Then it is damage. Now, for those listening at home, this isn't quite how the horde rules work. The magnitude is your current magnitude, I believe, is how many of your attacks. So, but let's have some fun. 1d10 plus 7. All right, and the hit on you is a 72, which is on your screen. Right leg.
Okay.
11. It doesn't even get through.
All right.
Clang. Then it is, and if I missed against the, what do you call it? The others? The Guardians. So then it is your turn. Tamara, what are you doing?
Another toss.
Okay.
I'm good. Now's the time. This is what grenades are for.
Absolutely. Go ahead and make your
How many
roll.
I got? I've got more, right? Let's see.
I think you got 3 of each.
Okay.
3 frag, 3 crack.
Yeah, another frag. Let it fly. Okay.
Plus 30 to hit.
All right.
I make your roll. Come on. And... Oh, shit.
It's outside.
It's
10,
outside.
too.
Oh, man. Yeah, just barely goes off.
Yep.
All right, go ahead and give us 3 attack rolls for the... their morale boost goes off with your terrible roll, so...
there you go.
Nothing scores there. Then we got orcs, so we got 1 firing on you.
They didn't realize that Space Marines could miss, and it just all fell apart for them.
Oh, no!
Yeah.
The Emperor's Angels. Oh, it's another hit on you. Oh, no, it's 30 I'm rolling against. So 1 miss on you, 1 miss on the... Oh, boy. Another guardsman goes down. And... actually, shit, that's like a 2. Because that's 2 degrees of success, so they fire in. The guardsmen are getting chewed up by that second horde of orcs. Temmer, what are you doing?
This is the time. I'm dropping another grenade.
Okay.
I'm using them.
Go ahead.
Yep. All right.
Come on, big money.
On, baby. Come on.
Plus 30 to hit again. Come
there
on.
We go.
There you go. So that is... Look at this.
Nice.
Now they are, because of their numbers. Normally, when you get when you do more than half, I think damage in more than a quarter in a round, or when they're reduced to half, they have to make a morale check. But orcs have this thing when they're in a warg where they don't make morale, or they get a bonus to their morale at least. Let's see here. Mob rule. In a horde, orcs are immune to fear and pinning. Yeah, so they're going to keep going, climbing over to the broken bodies of their allies. Then you get to make attacks for the guardsmen, so they can wipe out this last remnants of the horde.
Oh, brutal.
Not great. All right, so then we've got
Time to hit the range for
one
the
against
Imperial
you,
Guard.
miss. One against the guardsman, miss. One against the guardsman. Okay, nothing else from that round. Back to you. What are you doing?
No one can hit anybody. Just rounds going everywhere. There's noise. There's like...
There's probably guys going down. It's just not consequential enough for the overall fight, right? So
yeah.
Okay, so then back to you, Timur. What are you doing?
Okay, I think I'm out of grenades. I think I'll go. Is this a good time for like? What if I did like the event? If I did the
Avenger.
fire?
Remember we were checking before. It's 1d5 plus 5. No, you can range it's 30 meters of the thing, so that's a third or a quarter of that is 15. 1d5 plus 7 is how many you take out when you use Avenger.
Plus 7. And is that does my psi rating figure into that?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
It is manifests as a flamethrower, but it reduces their magnitude by 1d5 plus 7. Remember, the grenades, which seem to be the most effective thing, they only did 8.
Gotcha. Because I was just debating on what mode to go in here. But yeah, so he, opens up the portal and looks down and, for the Emperor, and then it did a whole bunch of flame.
There's no reason to not use it in fettered mode to avoid the risk.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. From what I remember, hold on. I'll still double check. I think we've set everything up in there. Maybe your psi rating does actually apply into the damage. Let's double check. Let's see.
It figures into the penetration, I see.
Yeah, which would matter for...
Yeah, that doesn't, right.
For the purpose of the Horde.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Avenger.
I think that's it.
Yeah, just the penetration. Yeah, so you can safely do this in fettered. So go ahead and give us
as tempting as I am, just for narrative effect, we'll keep it fettered.
Well, and I mean, fettered also prevents you, whatever voice was talking in your head there too, that probably prevents it from having easy access to. So
true.
A prudent choice. Now, are you doing this against? I guess you're closest to the one, right?
Yeah, I mean, it usually makes sense to go against the wounded.
Okay, then go right ahead.
So it's okay. So willpower plus 0.
Plus 0. Yeah. Come on, big money. Let's see.
Oh, so close.
One fate point will get you there.
Oh my goodness. Sure.
Done. Nice. Okay.
Oh.
Now, why don't you? Let's see here. Go ahead and give us a 1d5 plus 7 roll.
Okay. All right.
What's it look like as your psychic manifestation completely annihilates every last living orc in that horde?
I think it burns up. It incinerates. Well, it catches on thoroughly fire. So you see these orcs screaming and running around, but they're bumping into each other. And so next thing you know, they just all go up in flame, and they're all like doing that kind of orcish chaos. And that now it just turns into a complete disaster, and they're all on fire,
nice.
Running around yelling orcish nonsense, and just incinerated.
Of course, it's the one that I rolled initiative for. So, by the correct order. All right. So then it is the guardsmen. See, I think with that manifestation, you can hear the commissar crying out again. They'll get plus 10 once again. So this is a 50, 3D 100 against 50 or less.
Man, I got one, but no, I got one. Yeah, very close.
All right. So then that one is down. The orcs are going to let's see here. One grenade into the guardsman, misses, and then firing into the guardsman, misses as well. Tara, what are you doing? They're probably, let's say, like 30 meters away from you on the far. We said they were about 50 meters away from the guardsman, so he's probably. If you moved in closer, you're within 16 right now. They're probably about 66 meters away.
66?
Yeah. What would you like to do?
let me see. Let me check the range of. Nope, that's too far too. Out of range of my. Out of range of my psyker abilities, so I am going to. How effective is my bolter against
Extremely. This is still. It would be normal range. It's explosive, so it does 1 extra hit. For each hit you do. Normally what you got to do is you got to roll damage, and then if you do, I think it's 10 or more, or 15 or more, then you take out one enemy. Like, you need to actually do damage with your hit for it to count as a magnitude, but because of the penetration and the bonus we're using for Bolter, we're not going to bother rolling for it. Each hit with your your Bolter, not your Bolter pistol, will take out 2 of them. 1 for the hit, 1 for the thing. You can also choose to go full auto, which would give you, and then each additional hit would take out 2.
Let's see here.
And because of their size, you have plus 30 to hit them.
Let's give it a shot.
Okay.
Let's
What are you, full auto?
Sure. Yep.
Okay, so that's plus 50 to hit in total. So you turn and start just blazing away.
Oh, there we go.
Nice. All right, so that is, and at full auto, you get to count 1 hit for each extra success. That's 3 hits total. Nice. So that means 6 of them. Your bolts are just like tearing through their green flesh. And you may know this already, but the thing with the bolter rounds is that they go inside you, then they blow up.
Yeah.
So there is just, you're chewing through these things in a way
green
that the
goo everywhere.
The lasguns of the Imperial Guardsmen just cannot do. Go ahead and give us 3 more attacks for the Guardsmen.
All right.
They're still going to get the bonus, so they'll be rolling at plus against a 50 BS.
Oh, then.
Okay, so it's 50? 2 hits, and then unfortunately 1/100. So
the Guardsmen pull it.
Friendly fire.
And, friendly fire.
Okay. All right. The orcs are. They're actually going to charge now. So they are racing in. 1 more round before they reach the Humies. But they're charging the Guardsmen. If they get in, it's going to be fucking ugly. Guardsmen are pretty good at ranged. They're not great up close. Temer, what are you doing?
They running away from me? What's
the orcs are charging? The whole mass of them is charging in on the emplacement of the Guardsmen. They're ignoring you right now.
Where am I in relation to that? Like,
you're another about 16 meters back from where the Guardsmen are. So they've raced in. They're about 46 meters away from you right now.
46 meters.
You can picture the orcs were coming in on either side. The Guardsmen were in place in the middle. You came down on one side, wiped out that one horde of orcs. The other ones are now charging in, trying to make things messy.
Don't think I can bring my psyker abilities to bear here because of the range. So I will, and then I'll. Then I can't when they mix it up, and I don't think when they become in melee, but I don't think I can help that. So I will. I think I'll use. I think I'll use if I understand. I'll use a half action just to go closer. That's not much, but I'll use half movement and then let loose with the.
So half action moves you to what? 4 meters closer?
For just 4 meters.
So you're 32. Yeah. The reason that's important is because once you reach, you're at short range as well. Because Bolter's got a 100-meter range. So you are currently getting a plus 60 to hit these things. Nice. Now, the rate of fire, when they fucked up last time, rate of fire for the Bolter is maximum of 2 on full auto. So I think you can only actually hit with 2 extra hits.
Okay.
But give her shit. Let me double check that. Bolter. 3. No, it's 3. The bolt pistol is 2. So yeah, we didn't fuck it up. And by we, I mean me. Go ahead and you got plus 30, 40, 50, plus 60 to this roll.
There we go.
Holy smokes. All right, so that would be another minus 6 to them. So as they're charging in, you're just your bolter is hammering away, and it's just chewing through them as they go. Go ahead and give us 3 more attacks with your guardsmen. 3D 100s.
God, I've rolled just shit for them.
Come on, guardsmen, Jesus! All right, I mean, some of these may be hitting, and just the orcs are tough, right? That they're just because these things, every one of those orcs is the size of a space marine, which is like 10 feet tall.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. So that was the guardsmen. The orcs are able to charge in once again. They are now on the cusp of them. One more round, and they're going to be in. They are almost ready to crush down onto these guardsmen. Your turn once again. What are you doing?
I think the same. This is the best course of action at this time.
So again, another plus, and it's just deafening. Like this is in this little canyon here. All we can hear are the sound of everyone else's choppers and lasguns and explosions and shouting from the commissar is the rattling of your bolt gun. So plus 60. Once again.
I'll take it.
Take it. So that's 2 extra hits. It's another 6. Here we go. All right, leaving only 3 left. Can your guardsmen take them down? Come on, guys. The odds are with them.
Time. Come on.
2. Only 1 left. Oh my God.
I'll take it.
So 1 is left as it comes crashing into them. Yeah. And they automatically hit with their melee, I believe. No, they have to make an attack roll still. Orcs in melee is much more effective. So they had 40%, and they charge. That's plus a 50% chance of hitting. No, the guardsmen are giving up a good defense. They know that, one of our Emperor's angels is here. Show yourself worthy of his love. And they are holding off the orcs. Now, you do have a minus 20 for firing into melee, technically, because they're all sort of scrummed in together. But between the plus 30 you get for firing against the horde, that nets a minus 10, and they're in short range, so plus 20 to your rolls if you want to try and take them down. You only need a single hit right now.
And friendly fire would only happen like on a critical miss.
On a critical, yeah. On a critical is when I'd apply friendly fire to you.
Sure. Let's because I was halfway tempted just to start charging with the force lands.
Yeah.
Sure. We'll stick with it. We'll stick with it.
Force lands not bad because you do an extra hit for every degree of success, and they can't dodge.
The problem is that I'm still a little ways away, I think. How far away am I?
You're 16 meters away. No, you moved last turn. No, you can't because you're doing full auto. So you're 16 meters away from them.
I don't think I can. I can hold back. I'm going to charge. Yeah, I'm not going to get there. So I'm not going to get there in time. But I'll be there.
Let's live a little. We'll let you get there. You race in. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Give us a what do you call it? A
force.
Weapons skill, and you do get plus 30 to hit them.
Oh, look at that.
Holy smokes. So what does it look like as you eliminate the last of these orcs?
I probably hit a few Imperial Guardsmen out of the way as I come through like a rumbling tank. As and they're and I'm just scything through this last pack with Icar just showering everyone in the near vicinity.
Yeah,
bless you.
And I think when the last one dies, you can feel your heart pounding in your ears as your bioregulated system begins to go back. Circulatory system begins to go back to normal, and the roar of the blood in your ears and the thrill of combat falls down. And at first you think is this still happening? And you realize that the roar is all of the guardsmen who are all just cheering you on, goaded on by their commissar. So this is, so these guardsmen are part of the invasion, part of the invading army. They got separated from from the main unit where one hit. The orcs were just, you find from the commanding officer and the commissar that the orcs are teeming in what was Nephius. They're just, these communities are or this place is just riddled with them. But they intend to, I guess he asks, like, my lord, this is the commissar asking, my lord, Space Marine, or I guess maybe my lord White Scar.
If you
have you come to? I did check that as well too. So that apparently the other members of it will refer to all Space Marines as my lord. Because this is like many of these troops, they will, like, you'll hear about the Emperor's Angels. They'll live their entire lives with never having seen one in place, And on top of that, they got to see one of the Emperor's Psychers as well too, the Emperor's Librarians. That is an event that they would tell their grandchildren and great grandchildren about. I mean, that may be optimistic for how long these guardsmen will live.
They'll be talking about it until the next combat when they get smeared.
Yeah, they all get annihilated. Exactly. Every one of these guys. What the commissar says, then, my lord, White Scar, have you come to relieve us then? Are you alone?
Unfortunately, yes. I was a recon unit coming down to get an idea. My comrade was killed. Unfortunately, we were shot down. What is your status? How many more of them are you? Are there of you of Imperial Guard?
My lord, he points at your helmet and says, "I wish no impertinence, but are you injured, my lord?"
Yes, and he takes off his helmet and to look the man in the eye anyway, and says, have someone, if it's possible, have someone.
There's a bit of a gasp from everyone when you take it off, because you're easily like they stand up to about where your like rib cage ends. Yeah. And there's sort of amongst the
big
crowd,
big bloody noggin.
Yeah. And the commissar turns and says, "Medic!" And one of the medics comes over, and you can see he is in quite awe of you. And
I get down on the knees so he can, deal with it a little better.
Sure. The commissar says, "Mark this day, guardsmen. This day you have the privilege of servicing one of your emperor's angels." And the kid doesn't seem. You see, his hands are kind of trembling, like. There is both a like, you're lucky to be doing this, and an implied threat in the commissar's tone. You've been around guardsmen before. You know that the commissars are there in part to maintain discipline and also to like shoot people who try and run. So he is, they're also like a kind of a propaganda officer. If you wish to try and steady him, you can certainly try and say something. I think that it would be your fellowship is what you would use for this.
Yep.
And I don't know if you've got let's see, is there any skill we think that would apply?
I mean, command or carouse or...
Yeah, command, you've got a basic.
Yeah.
Oh, but you're not trained in it, which means it would be half your fellowship.
Trained. Yeah. Anything else? I mean, also I could do the tough. I could do the tough love and
intimidate, sure.
Like grab his uniform and and just show him my power, like give him just a little taste of a rattle, like whip his head back and forth, just not to hurt him, obviously.
Yeah, focus.
And give him and I give him a bloody rictus grin, and I say, "I'm not going to break," and I kind of do this this little chattery laugh.
Sure, give us an intimidate check, please. We'll give it, and because you're a Space Marine amongst the guardsmen, we'll give you plus. This will be plus 10 to this roll.
Oh, he passes out.
Yeah. Well, he still won't be able to try and attempt it, but I think I'm going to give him so you fail by 3. I'll give him minus 30 to it. But he's got a plus 20, so his overall skill is going to be, why don't you give us a percentile roll? There is a 35% chance of success on this.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
Nice.
You kept
so
this
in
together.
spite of this, turns out fear motivates, I guess. So here's what you recover. You actually, because of his Medicus kit, and because he's actually he is an effective medic, you're going to recover 8 wounds.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And once he's finished, you can see like you're fairly certain the Space Marines have heightened scent as well too. Fairly certain that this after you shook him that this guardsman soiled himself, but he did his job, gritted down and did what was needed.
So I give him a big clap in the chest that knocks him to the ground, and I say, "Ha ha!" and stand up.
Nice.
As I'm feeling around, like appreciating the.
It's pretty. I mean, you would be hard pressed to think of an apothecary who would do as effective of a job. So, for the guardsman is a credit to his unit. So then the commissar says, "Well, then, my lord, if you were here to reconnoiter, then." Have you completed your task then, sir? Do you need...
Haven't been here long, but I've learned much for the short time. What were you going to offer? What's his... Oh, Commissar. What were you going to offer, Commissar?
Well, my lord, we are, of course, at your disposal. Our orders are to meet up with the main force and push further into Nephius.
I look at the sky and I say, I guess bombardment from orbit is too much to ask. And I say, very well.
He shakes his head as if it's like a reasonable, exterminatus is not an option, my lord. These even abandoned these hives are designed to withstand enormous punishment from orbit. These must be torn up by the root, lest they be a persisting threat.
Very good. Have you seen what is the extent of the threat? Are they all orcs that you've seen?
I've not known orcs, my lord, to act with others. Are there others here?
I fear there might be, but I have no hard evidence yet. So keep your eyes open for anything that doesn't fit.
Now, one thing I'll remind, remember, you can once per session trigger your demeanor, either your individual demeanor or your chapter demeanor, to act as if you were spending a fate point.
Sure.
The other thing is, I think also for those listening at home, rules is written. You can buy a degree of success. I would have to look up to see whether there are negative degrees of success. I think that the way that the fate points are written, you're actually only able to increase the degree of success by 1 when you spend when you've actually got some success. I would house rule that to be as we're doing because it's more fun that way. And the single degree of success, I don't really care. So anyway, this is a different change of circumstances. I would let you make another senescence check if you'd like.
Yep.
Okay. And I'll give you a plus 20 to this one as well, too, as we routine.
Okay. Here we go.
Wow. Okay, so it's 2 degrees of success. There's actually a list on it in the senescence section here.
Nice.
Okay, 2 degrees. So at standard success, awareness of warp disruption or a number of entities' presence. 2, approximate direction of the phenomena or creatures. 1, approximate direction of phenomena or creatures. 2, rough location of the warp creatures or beings affecting the immaterium. You can tell this is deeper. Where they have gestured, where the commissar has talked about rejoining the force, it is in a different direction that you would be going. Somewhere into once again, into the sort of bowels of Nephius, the hive city, or the abandoned hive city, but in a different direction from where these are. In terms of chain of command, you certainly can take command of these guys if you want. You are one of the... this is just a squad of Imperial Guardsmen. You certainly outrank anyone who's here, and if you were to ask for permission, it is very likely that you would be permitted to take care of these. But with that in mind, I think that if you tell them to come with you, they certainly will. Your call, though.
So the city of Nephius is in a different direction than what I am detecting.
Well, the city of Nephius is a hive city, so it's like miles wide and miles tall, and it goes deep into the earth as well. It's been abandoned, but it's elsewhere. Where in Nephius that they're meeting up with the main body to push in against the orc horde, the warg is basically the opposite direction from where you can sense precisely where these things are, deeper in and down in Nephius.
And when you say these, you mean the source of the psyker.
Whatever was disrupting you, the stench of chaos, the corruption of the warp.
And what are our communication abilities, if any? Like radios? Are they?
You can still you can contact back. You are probably not. The thing is, you all can also expect that there may be people listening in. What were you thinking?
Yeah, we're gonna go at least reconnoiter. I mean, our ability to deal with it is questionable, but I fear the worst. But we need to find out what we're up against. So I say, Commissar, I have sensed a foul, corrupt presence here on the planet that has even reached out to me due to my abilities. It has detected my presence. I fear the worst, but we must know what we're up against, and so your troops will follow me as I seek out the source of this corruption.
He nods. Of course, my lord. And he turns. Guardsmen, your emperor favors you. You will be have the glory to die in service to one of your emperor's angels. My lord, might we be fortunate enough to learn your name?
Teamer of the White Scars. I am a Stormseer.
You hear, guardsmen? You are in service to your emperor's angel, Lord Timir. What say you? And the guardsmen kind of, they all cheer in one unison. And he turns, my lord, they are yours to command.
And I hold up my, since it's kind of iconic, I'll hold up the bolter and I'll say, for the Emperor and the Great Khan.
And another one's, for the Emperor! And that's probably a good place to bring the session to a close with you making your way in. So, cool.
Nice.
All right, let's bring us back to the... So once again, a one-shot is not necessarily a one-shot.
Yeah, so, it's a good spot for others to join, too.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, I mean, the... I do have access to... You know, one of the things that I guess one difficulty with using Roll20 with this is that each of the Roll20 sheets they've got is set up for the specific game. So it would be difficult to do a cross, like use a character from Only War in here.
Oh.
You know, but... in any event, that is, that was, so before we dive into our outro, what did you think of it?
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, and I'm an easy target, so I'm vulnerable. You know, I mean, it's all it's definitely stirring up the Warhammer 40,000 juices. And I've never played. Only time I played a Space Marine, funny enough, is as a GM. There's a pretty iconic adventure in Dark Heresy 1 that the inquisitorial troop is exploring a Space Hulk.
Oh, love it.
And they run into a Space Marine on the Space Hulk. And so that Space Marine unusually is part of the troop. You know, it's unusual because, of course, they're so outclassed, by this giant Space Marine. So it's kind of an unusual adventure. But anyway, I got to play that Space Marine that one time. So it's super fun. You know, it's different. And, whipping out all the crazy weapons and, the stuff that, like, if you're an acolyte, it's so different. You know, you're squishy compared. You're all just a little small dude, that in comparison. So super fun. Good to the sheets are pretty good too. It's good. Good times. And the psionics, the psyker abilities, that's just too good. I kind of wish I would have called for a roll on the table once just for kicks. But
I'm sure that will come with time. Yeah. Yeah, and it's like from the DM side, it's I was like when you look at the descriptions for adversaries and such, they're written up with almost as much complexity as what the characters are, because they've got traits and talents and abilities and whatnot too. But to be honest, like with the reference tables that I mentioned before, with the cheat sheet for traits, the cheat sheet for talents and whatnot, it's easy to go through beforehand and be like, okay, this I need to know this one, I need to know this one. Other stuff is just background stuff. So like the reading the stats and doing the calculations for stuff is pretty easy. And the horde stuff is super. Like I love any kind of like minion mechanics in these kinds of games anyway. But that was pretty cool. Like the I should have been rolling at a greater rate of greater chance of attacking, but I like knowing that you can safely take on a horde of stuff like that, and it's not going to be punishing. You got hit like 6 or 7 times, and was only injured once.
Yeah, the armor is it's huge, and from the other side, now since you're a Space Marine, it's like no big deal, I guess, because you have it. But if you're in Dark Heresy, that's unheard of. Like that armor is just not even around. Like that's ridiculous.
You also have the unnatural toughness bonus too. So you actually have double your toughness bonus, double your toughness rating in protection too. So. Space Marines are going in with like between 6 and 10 toughness bonus on top of their armor. So like
it's crazy. It's it's OP all day, except you're playing Deathwatch, so it's perfect.
Yeah, exactly. And it means like those minor pew pew things. Like there's a chance still, but the likelihood of you getting hit by something like that. It also means that those fights with big, nasty, scary shit is going to be just a ton of fun.
Right,
and I don't need to worry about you getting squooshed right away,
Right, just the guardsmen will just be smears all over.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So crazy. It's so crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. No, that's great.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Well, I mean, knowing that James is a big fan of Deathwatch as well, too, that I don't think it's the last time we'll see this at the table. And this is a shit ton of fun to prep. Yeah.
Doing it today makes it that much easier for you to access it mentally and prep wise and whatever. If another game isn't available on a given night, just to crank this out. And,
absolutely. Well, and we're intending on running a proper Deathwatch adventure as well at some point with a full squad. Going through, I mean, honestly, the Psyker is probably one of the most, probably the most complex Marine to deal with. So, like, having started with that, everything else is, I imagine, going to feel simpler by comparison. Yep. It's just, and learning the, it didn't I find it seems as if it wasn't nearly as much to keep track of as what I thought it might be. I think the character sheets do a great job of that. The handouts do a great job of making you aware of all the different cool stuff you can do.
Yep.
Yeah. And the rules.
The combat actions, there's probably, some interesting, there's enough of them that there's probably some interesting stuff on there that, that I didn't use and could have with a little more, familiarity.
I think there's a more defensive stance you can take on one of them, which allows you to, it might allow you to take more, where is it here?
Yep. Defensive stance where you attack with a minus, but you get some pluses.
And the classic Overwatch ability as well.
Oh, Overwatch, right? Yeah.
Yeah, for readying yourself in a sting. So there's suppressive fire too. You can pin targets in the game. Against orcs, I didn't bother bringing that up because they're fearless, so they don't get pinned when they're in a war.
Tactical advance could be usful.
Yep.
With the cover to cover.
Yeah.
Or feint. Have a good time with feint. Try it. See if. With the one-on-one engagement.
Yeah, it's pretty great. And then it's interesting seeing how cover works too, that if you throw yourself behind cover and you're firing with your waist and down covered, that when those hits come in on those things, it slams against the ground or against the cover.
Yep.
Instead of just having a flat penalty to your attack. I really like that. Cool. All right, then. Yeah. So for those listening at home, thanks so much for joining us for this session 1, I guess, of what do we call it here? A wall of green does wonders. Nice. Yeah. That's awesome. Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, okay, here we go. Yeah. So Ian looked it up. Only War did the whole -20 for non-trained skills. Yeah, so that's for sure. Yeah, what's one of the things that's I noticed when I was looking at them, that I knew there was differences in the way they were approaching certain things, and then Dark Heresy 2 was like the first full rewriting of it. So thanks, and it's good to know, Ian, because we will be I will be looking at using Only War in future as well. So then, for those listening at home, thanks so much for joining us for this excursion into the world of the Space Marines. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the campaign, or the game we're playing, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I'll endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. You also get XP for today, too, Sean.
Oh,
hold on. Let me, before we finish the outro, let me just give you that. Because I will forget otherwise. And it does seem like you've laid claim to Temur, so...
Yeah.
Let's see here. Experience. Experience is interesting in this too. It does like goal oriented experience as well. So you have like primary objectives, secondary objectives, tertiary objectives, and you get more XP from it. So it's not, the game in no way is a story game, but it has that kind of like identify what you do in game to get XP benefits.
Yep.
And that's I like that a great deal. Because it gives you all something, like role players will want to, like, we got this mission and we've got this as a secondary objective. Let's go and do that. But given the extra benefit of XP reward for tacking on those extra things, it's neat too, because you can identify separate goals as well too. Like, I want to be the one who kills the most, whatever.
Looks like experience is on 269.
Yeah, 269. Here we go. Okay. For each game session, each player should receive about 500 XP. So let's just go with that.
Sounds good.
There you go.
Cool.
So you get 500 XP, and I think that should be enough for you to consider advancements, because he started with 1,000. And you can select from the Librarian advancements, the Deathwatch advancements, or the Space Marine advancements in general. You got a whole lot of options, and it's you're limited to rank 1 right now, because I don't think your XP is enough to hit rank 2 yet. But yeah. It's page so 80 of the PDF is the Librarian one.
Okay.
For rank 1 and the characteristics ones. So we will be, in addition to leaving comments on the video, you can also find a link in the description of this video to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where all of us are active. We have channels there dedicated to most games. We got a Warhammer channel on there in general, where we've been talking a lot about 40K and Warhammer Fantasy. You're more than welcome to join us over there, or on any of the other channels, including a bunch of, there's a great community that's built over there. You're more than welcome to join us. There's also a link down below to something called Heroes Save Villages, which is the charity fundraising campaign that we run on the channel. It benefits the SOS Children's Villages International Charity, a really terrific organization active in over 130 countries, benefiting over 80,000 orphan and abandoned children. And all donations that go through that link go directly to SOS Children's Villages International. None of it goes to the channel or any other middleman. My dog is really wanting me to make sure I don't forget to say that. In addition, as a small way of saying thank you, every $25 Canadian that you donate, you get one chance to win the grand prize or one of the other great prizes in our next charity raffle. If you head over to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, you can find on the Charity Initiatives channel where all the prizes from our last raffle were, including 3 terrific prizes from our friends at Beetle and Grimm's Pandemonium Warehouse and a bunch of other great prizes. I don't know what the prizes will be for the next one, but I will be posting more information about that as it becomes available and as I set the date for the next raffle. The last thing I will say is a huge thank you to Sean for playing today. We found out yesterday we weren't going to be able to play our regularly scheduled game. This was a huge amount of fun. This has done nothing but make me want to play more Deathwatch. So thank you very much for playing today.
That good times.
Awesome. All right, so then we will be back in 2 weeks' time with Legend of the Five Rings, I believe. Yes. Until then, we hope that we gave you a couple of hours, take your mind off of the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our brother Temur has found on the planet of Jilau. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.